Hello everybody, my name is Gray and I'm here doing a Redstone tutorial. This is a machine, contraption, whatever you want to call it, that I got from a guy named Flabaliki. I will be linking him in the description because it's really too hard for you just to search just knowing how it's pronounced. The reason I'm doing this video is for three reasons. One, because 1.5 actually changed the timing in Redstone. For example, repeaters, a lot of contraptions that used repeaters before, the delay you couldn't quite set high enough, or in contraptions that didn't really use repeaters but just had long redstone sequence such as pulse limiters, they've kind of messed up the timing, especially when it comes to rails. So I'm doing it to adjust the fixes necessary for this, and because I'm doing it in reverse, just to show that it can be done in both directions, and because I just wanted to do a video for my friends. Now you can build this out of any material you want except for gravity, well, yeah, except for gravity aware, such as sand or gravel. Those two will not work. We will be building the floor out of quartz, and we could use pillar quartz, but it's too much of a hassle to work with on the sides for the walls, because the way that pillars can be placed sideways. So we will be using... That's tough. We should probably use nether brick. That would look good, wouldn't it? I think it would. Nah, it'd be too hard to see. We'll just go with emerald blocks. Where are they? Oh, here. This will be an interesting looking wall. No. I really don't know what I want to build this out of. I really should have planned this before I started recording. Let's just go with... where are they at? Stone bricks. There they are. We'll just go with stone bricks. And instead of the floor, we'll just go with regular stone, smooth stone, just to make it look good. We'll build the rail track, the support frame for the actual rails out of cobblestone. After that, all you need is a redstone lamp, a button, and a sign. That's pretty much all you need for the beginning part. Alright, now if you were going to build this below ground, the way you do it is knock out the first block on ground level, which is where your actual floor is going to be, then go down 4 blocks below, so that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you knock out all of that for a good section, about, I'd say you'd have to go back, probably for safe measure, go back about 10 blocks or something. I didn't actually count in case any of you are watching are actually going to count them. And then just go out quite a distance there. I'm going to be doing this above ground just to make it easier. So where you want your floor, put a block, go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and your floor is actually going to be the 5th block. Knock out the rest underneath it. Now, you can build it 3 deep, that's pretty much all you honestly need, but you can go whatever deepness you need, and let's just put a bunch of blocks there. Just obviously extend out this floor. I don't think this is actually going to be enough, I'm probably going to end up having to adjust this, but anyways, after that, just build up 1 block, keeping this corner open, so the wall and floor actually not really attached, they're just all along the corner here. And then just build along the framework here, just so you have a full backing. Knock out this block, and then put a button here, and a redstone lamp above it. Now you can surround that redstone lamp with this, put another redstone lamp here, and a button here. Go out 2 blocks before you get to the next spot where you're going to put a redstone lamp. Surround it, put a button, 2 more. I guess I didn't actually even build it wide enough for 3, that's ridiculous. Oops. There you go. Put the redstone lamp and the button. I'm only going to be doing 3 for right now. I will build a 4th layer on afterwards, but it's typically a good idea to go ahead and build it with 3. You probably can do 2, but it's really... there's not enough variety in just having 2. 3 different chests, 27 inventories each, or 27 slots each. So, we'll just do 3. Alright, now you can put signs on each of these. For example, say that you want this one to be food, this one to be armor, and this one to be... we'll just go with building blocks. It's just a generic idea. So basically, each of those will be sorted. This would obviously be your arrival station, whereas when the cart arrives here, this will light up. Obviously, when you press these, they'll light up anyways, but that's because we haven't actually worked anything in yet. Now to do this, drop down, and just place the block there. Come out one, then go out and go this way. Oops, why was I holding space? I don't know. And just build it along to here. Now, at the spot behind not behind the actual lamp, but behind the button, which is going to be, depending on which way you build it. If you're building it the way I am, it would be this spot, but either way, it's the opposite side from that. So not here, but here. If this was on the other side, then it would be on this side. Anyways, you want to build out from there on the track. Go out to where there's 5 blocks along here, like that. Then build one more and one above it, and you can knock out the one below it. It's pretty much all you need. You can keep that one there, but I wouldn't. And then just build out this direction, and up again. Oops, I built that over the light, didn't I? My bad. That direction. And once again here. Oops. Actually, that works too, because I can just knock it out that way. And that's pretty much the framework for everything, so you can build this either directions. I'm doing this in reverse from his tutorial. Now, here is where you just need the rails. You pretty much can get rid of everything in your inventory, so let's just go ahead and clear it all. Now, just go to the transportation section, grab a regular rail, a powered rail, and a detector rail. In the first block, where this spot is, you obviously need a powered rail, because when you activate it, you want this to send the cart back. That also means at the end of these, where the carts are going to be stored until you actually call them, you want powered rails there. Now from there, you want 2 regular rails, a detector rail, a powered rail, regular rail, another regular rail. Ordinarily, this section would actually only be 4 wide, and this powered rail section would not exist, and all of these would be moved over. The reason I'm doing this is because the change in redstone timing, this allows more time for this to actually flip the state of this. The reason I explain that basically is, if you know anything about redstone, or if you don't in this case, you understand that when you have... Oops, actually let's build it one higher. When you have a 2-way intersection like this, and you have redstone tracks, you know, this happens, and if you power with redstone, it flips the state of that curve to where now it's going this way instead. Ordinarily it'd be going that way. So, unfortunately, the way they changed the redstone timing, we need more time for that to be toggled, so that's why it's 1 longer. So now we just build another powered rail, a detector rail, and a regular rail. Now for the sections in between, put powered, detector, powered. Regular rail, obviously for the corners, another regular, powered, detector, regular. Powered, detector, powered, regular, regular, powered, detector, regular. So if you need to examine the recipe for this, the specific layout, then just go right ahead. You can pause it, but now we'll be moving on. So once again, let's just go ahead and clear our inventory. Now we need to actually build these circuits for this. For this, I will be using green wool for 1 circuit, purple for the next part, and blue for the circuit after that. There are more than this, but we'll just go ahead and grab these so we have them ahead of time. You'll need redstone, a redstone repeater, a redstone torch, and a piston. This will not be using the comparator, the redstone blocker, neither the new 1.5 technology. There's probably a way I could work in a comparator for this, considering, well, if you know anything about redstone, you'll understand by the end. If not, it would just, there's possibly a way that I could make it work, but I don't quite understand how it actually works yet. So we're not going to bother. Anyways, first off, we have to build a pulse limiter. So put 3 blocks along the side from the detector rail down to the initial power rail. Put one on the side of this, next to the block where it stopped, and one underneath, so it has kind of almost a wrench shape, but not really. Go out one more, third one only to place this block and take it back out. So that will be the actual shape of the pulse limiter in each section. Now, take your redstone and go up 2, so it's coming from this rail, but you don't want to put this here because, well, let's just put it this way. Let's go down 2 blocks just to show you this. If I put, well, come on, let me fly, there we go. If you do this, well, actually, I guess it's not actually powering this, but I don't know. Best bet though is still just go ahead and put a repeat, oh, right, never mind, repeater, torch, dust here, dust here, and a repeater on 3. This is a pulse limiter, basically that let's grab a button. This is an always on state, but when you press a button, you can just place it wherever. I place it here, just because it's indicating from here. Watch the state of that. You can tell it turns off for about half a tick. Well, half a second, an actual tick. I don't know the whole terminology for all that, but basically all it does is just limits the pulse to where it turns off just for a second. It's actually a monostable circuit, not really a pulse limiter, but he calls it a pulse limiter, so we're just going to go with that. From there, we need to go to this side, I believe, because we're building this in reverse. Build it this direction, then put here, and knock out the block below that to put a torch on it. Now, put a piston on this side, and a piston on that side. This is a toggle flip-flop, or just a T flip-flop. Now you want to power this one first, just so that extends, and then this one. And the way this works, obviously, is that if both of these torches are being powered by the redstone, which is powering the block and turning off these torches. Now if you turn this on, both of these will turn on for half a tick, or half a second because of the system, then turn back on, which will flip the state of both of these and move this over to the left. Now, if you know anything about redstone, obviously you know that when this block is powered by the torch below it, it transmits signal out of it. Now, let's go ahead and build the blue wool section. So, from here, right next to this block, go out 2, 3, and then go this direction. Until you get to about here. Go up again, and to the right. Basically so that this block will be right next to this powered rail and directly below the button. Where obviously if you were to put a torch here, oops, that was not right, torch here, it would power this block and in turn power this. Now you want to put your redstone coming out of that circuit, going all the way to here, torch on top of this, which is powered by the redstone wire, and because that torch is now powering this block, put redstone wire here. So that obviously if you were to take out this, that would be powered, go up here, power this, which is powering this block, which is turning off that repeater. So, to begin with, that's pretty much all you need for this circuit. The way this works, obviously, is that when the whole toggle flip-flop activates, it turns off the state of that wire, that lamp, so that if a cart comes in, it'll hit this detector rail, power this whole circuit, that light will be on, indicating that something's there. When it goes back out, it would obviously hit that, power that, and turn that back off. So, that's the beginning of this. Let's just build this a couple times to finish the rest of this, and we'll move on to the next part. So, redstone wire on those parts, repeater on 3, and a torch here. Then you move on to this part, oops, down like this, that one, block. You can place those ahead of time just to make it easier to place these pistons, if I can get to it. My scroll wheel doesn't want to work today. Then redstone wire, torch, torch, you just want to run the redstone wire from along here until it gets to there. Torch, redstone, and torch again. You'll be repeating this process one more time. So 3 green wool, 1 there, 1 with a block space underneath it, 1 more, then bring it up 1 diagonally. Redstone dust there, underneath in between the blocks, and 2 there. Repeater there, just that it doesn't clash with that, even though it really doesn't anyways, and a repeater on 3. Then torch. Now you just build the T flip-flop to the right of that. Build a framework for it first. Piston, piston, Tear those back out. Torch to power that block. Torch there. Torch there. And the redstone. You can build the redstone after, torches after, it really doesn't make a difference. So, now we just get to the blue wool section, which is coming out from that block, and goes around, then directly behind the pistons. And so you get to about 5 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then build it up one, up one more, and then to the right. And I stand corrected, I build this to the left still, because I'm still used to the other direction, so my apologies for that. That needs to be built up to the right. You can build it both directions, but obviously this entire system is flipped from the original design. Now, all those are powered. All these are in the right state for right now. So now you have to build the next part of the section, which is going to be the actual, we'll use gray wool for this, which is where the button is right there. So obviously when you power it, you want it to flip the state and actually send this signal to that powered rail and actually send the cart out. Now of course, if you press this, it'll turn off that for half a second. So aim at this one right here and put a block, which will be one out from there, and then just build it along until it gets to here. Put redstone along the top here, and another torch. Basically, if you turn off the state of that torch, all of these will turn off, which will turn this torch back on and power the signal. So, just to actually show that this does work, let's just go ahead and grab a minecart here, put it here, press the button, it'll send it out, but it's not actually sending it the way it's supposed to be sent. So we have to actually build the rest of this, because as you can see, this is going this direction and this is not in the right state. So we actually have to adjust this slightly, because there's a north, south, east, west bug that affects how these are actually positioned properly. So let's go ahead and flip this. This is how you would normally build it in some instances, but because we're running into a bug with the directionality, I don't think that's actually a word for how this actually goes, we're going to actually have to adjust the way this system works. So, knock out that torch block, redstone dust block, and I think that's pretty much all we have to do. But, now, knock out these two, I believe? No, that's not right. Other side. Knock out these two, and put redstone on these. Now put a block above this redstone, which will split these into 2 sections, because obviously this is blocked. If you put another block, basically, these can't connect through a solid block, so you're just using that to split the 2 lines here. Put a block here, and then a block open like this. Put a torch here, and you have that torch there still. Torch here, comes off the back of this, which is now powered, and a block here with another torch. And the reason that works is because that's now powering this properly. So this is obviously in an off state. We're going to go ahead and press that button. This is how the state would actually be. So it just kind of changes the direction of this, because one, it affects both the light and the torch the light and this track simultaneously. This is obviously powering this, and that is powering that. Both torches need to be in the same state for this instance, so that's how this works. So this is in the whole state when the card is actually pulled out. When the card actually comes this way, it'll hit here. So that if it hits this, not only will it trigger both turning off this light, but it'll trigger that, which will allow it to go the proper direction. Now, if we actually build that, and come out here, press this button, it'll send the cart out here, and voila, we have the cart, and we can send it right back. So let's actually adjust the other blue circuits on this according to this system, because unfortunately this is just one of various different little directionality bugs with minecarts. It can be frustrating, but you can also aim at the side of this. So if you're looking at this redstone block, look at the side of it, and you can actually place the block above it ahead of time. But the redstone torch, that doesn't Is this right? Yeah, I guess that is right. Oh, right, we forgot to knock out the system here. I was wondering what's going on. Let's go ahead and take out these as well. Did I? Yeah, whatever. Put the block above this torch here, so like that. And a block there, torch, and now put the block back above here. Voila. And let's just go ahead and put a button here to toggle the state of this. It's a good idea to have these so that you can manually toggle the state of these T flip-flops just to be safe, because you need them in a certain state, obviously with the light. Oh yeah, we don't have that linked up yet, but in order for these lights to actually be on. So now let's finish this. Again, knock out these two. We never even actually finished the wire on the third track. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for that one. But those, redstone, or block, another block, redstone torch, another block, redstone torch in the back of that, block, redstone torch also needs to be on this block, where this is leading to, which is powering this. We don't actually need the corner for this one, I guess, because this can only obviously go one direction, but if we build more on later, it's a good idea to have that on there just in case. Power that, and now the light's on. So that's how you adjust these circuits to actually work according to the proper setup. You can actually just use a repeater here, but that does cause a 1-tick delay, so it's a better idea just to go with this setup. No delay, and it should work just fine. So now, again, just finish these track sections by placing one section here. Knock out that back block. Only has to go out 4. Put a torch, redstone across, and another torch. You can also just aim at the one, not this power rail, but the one right in front of it, and just put the block. So basically it's just 4, torch, redstone, and torch again. So that's how you actually provide the power to these actual tracks. However, there may be an issue here. I'll go ahead and test it out and show you what two of these issues actually are. One is that you're noticing this actually went there first and hit that, instead of actually going to the track. The other problem, of course, is that it now hit this and didn't actually keep going, so we're going to go ahead and knock that out first and put this back. The reason it stopped there is because this is not powered. A, because this... because it hit this track, so that when it hit this detector rail, it flipped the state of this circuit, which it's not supposed to be, which also turned this off. So to make sure that that stays on, put a torch above it. Do this for every single powered rail along the main line, so that they're all powered no matter what. To where even if this circuit goes off, it'll still be powered by the torch above it, because if that's on, that is powered, which is also powering this block and turning this off, but if this turns off, that turns on, which is still powering that. Now, the reason for this going out here is because when it's actually not, well, the reason for going around here is because, let me test this again. Actually, we should flip this manually. This is why you need to manually have this button, manually flip the state of that. So now when you press this button, it'll come out. Now it'll actually go the proper direction. So let's send it back. Oops, that's not what I meant. However, you'll notice it goes there. It's going in that one first. So, how do you remedy that and make it just go straight and then to its own track? That is where we will need yellow wool. Now, we'll just go ahead and replace the green wool for now. Actually, no. We'll replace the black wool, because we don't actually need the black wool. Unless we build another section. But anyways, come back here. And now, from the detector rail, which is right there, you want to build it out one block down. Put redstone. Actually, no. For this, because we're doing this because of the adjusted circuit here, you'll actually put a repeater here. Now obviously if this gets hit, it'll power this block, which will come out from that repeater. Put one more, come down one more, and bring it back around to where it'll connect to this torch here, which is, as you know, the corner here. Now just build out redstone all the way around. And let's just do it one more time for this circuit here. So go down one, out, down one more, down, and then wrap it back around to there. Put a repeater facing outwards there, and redstone on all the rest of the blocks. Now, if we give us that minecart, which will come out here, you press this, and it'll work just fine, because when it hits this, well, actually, is that right? Yeah. No? You know, honestly, I don't know. I'm confused right now, but you know what? It works, so whatever. Oh, right, because, never mind, when it hits this power rail, it'll flip the state of that. The reason that works, obviously, is that, let me just send this back. It's in a different state than it normally actually is in. It's in this reverse state. So that obviously if one of them's out, then one of the T flip-flops is backwards, I guess. But one of the issues you're going to notice here now, if you press this button and call a minecart, you can still press another button and call another minecart, which doesn't really, it's not supposed to work. And you can call this one from way back here, which will do the same thing, but then also go back to this one, which now we've just kind of traded carts. Like if we hit this button, this cart will now go back to the third one, which that can cause a lot of problems. One, the fact that if you have these signs, obviously that was the building blocks and we just pressed it and then it went to this one instead, and that means the armor now went to that one, so it's just, it's a mess. So to fix that, we have to build another circuit. This one will be in red. Again, just toss the yellow wool because we don't need it anymore. That will be coming out from here. But in order to actually build this whole system, we're going to actually have to build another pulse limiter. So we'll be going out at an angle here instead of just the straight 3 blocks. There'll be one here, then this direction. Build it out there. I don't think that'll work. Yeah, that works. I really could have done it different. I just want to see if I could shift-click buttons to place blocks. Apparently I can. Anyways, go out that direction, and there's our pulse limiter. Now just build those, and repeater. Again, it's not really clashing with anything. I think it's actually just to strongly power this block, which will right, that's why. When you strongly power this block, it'll also power this, whereas otherwise, if we just do this, no, never mind. Oh, right, never mind. There. That's not actually providing power to this. Whereas if you were to put the repeater here, it will strongly power the redstone below it. Bingo. So that's why. I'm still new to redstone, so this is kind of just going off memory. I know the logistics of how it works, but I keep forgetting little things like that. Anyways, now when you have to build another T flip-flop, but we're going to do it in the opposite direction. So instead of building it to the right of this circuit, we're going to actually build it to the left. I don't know why it's placed there. So basically it'll be behind this side here. Mainly so that it doesn't actually clash with this circuit. Because if we built it over on this side, sorry, phone call from a telemarketer. If we built it on this side, it would clash with this whole circuit, because that would just be bad. Obviously it would be going here. So, build it here. And we're going to build it to this side, but instead of knocking out the block directly below it, go one to the right. Put your torch. Now go ahead and build up your... Oh right, we need our pistons again. Disregard that, and grab our piston. Put that, and once again one here. Now obviously we want to power the piston that's not, or that wouldn't actually move it first, just to make sure that it stays in the right state. Put those. Now we need our red circuit. Now this one will be built a little bit differently, and I don't think it matters which way you actually build it, but we're just going to go ahead and do it this way, like this, and that direction. Now you want to put redstone along the top of this, torch, block, torch, block, redstone. So this is a repeating NOT gate. If this is powered, that turns off, that turns on, that, and thus this, because it's powered by the block below it, will be turned on. Now you want to run it to this, because this is the light that needs to be powered to indicate that. So bring it out this direction, but you don't want to put it on top of this torch, because as you know, that will power the redstone, and that's bad. You can do this one of two ways. You can bring it around the side, or you can bring it above like that. Really doesn't make a difference, but just to make this look better, we're going to bring it around the side. And we're going to go ahead and do it like that, just because this looks cleaner. So now you want to bring this redstone down this direction and into that block. So that now, the way this should work is if you call out any of these blocks, it'll go out here, hit the detector rail here, toggle the state of this whole T flip-flop, the NOT gate, which will turn that light on. Now to extend this, to actually so that you can't power the others, all we have to do is bring this down this direction on top of that, here, and over here. Now let's just go ahead and build that out for each section first. Oops. And then we'll show you why this whole system works. There you go. Now, you want to run the redstone out, but obviously here, let's just go ahead and put a repeater there and there. So before each corner, the actual corner piece, you want repeaters here, because repeaters work in 3 different ways. 1, they repeat a signal so that the redstone gets weaker over time, that'll extend it to full strength again. 2, as a delay. And 3, one way. So if a signal comes out from this, it's powered, but it won't power this repeater because it's facing that direction. It'll only send signal that way. So that's the whole reason for that. So that if a signal comes through here, it'll send it to those, and thus toggle this. But it won't actually let you, and because because the signal is coming from here, going through here and hitting this, even if that torch goes on, you hit the button, it will not actually turn, it'll turn off, but this is still already powered because of that whole NOT gate. So that if you try to press the other buttons, it's not actually doing anything. Even though it's turning off, it can't actually depower this because of the whole NOT gate. So now you have to send this back in order to actually get another one. So if you get the third one, it'll come out, go across, hit there. You cannot hit that third button. Well, not, I mean, you can hit it, but it won't do anything. So you have to send these back. That's pretty much all you actually need to build the entire system. But just to show you that you can extend this however many you want, let's just go ahead and actually build it out 2 more blocks. So again, stone bricks, the redstone lamp, the button, the sign, and the stone for the floor, and we'll just grab the cobblestone for the framework, and we'll just go ahead and get the actual track so we can set it up as well. So now remember, between each section you want to have the 2 blocks, then the spot where the actual redstone lamp is, and the section for the button. 2 blocks, the section for the redstone lamp, and the button. Now let's just go ahead and get the stone floor set up again. And there you go. Put the redstone lamps in each of these, put the buttons. Oh, right, I'm building this. I feel slow. I went out 1 more than I actually needed to here. I'm used to building this in reverse, and this whole system has just kind of messed me up trying to remember to build this the opposite direction, but I got that first one right. Anyways, because I was thinking button here, dirt, but I actually got it right in the end anyways. So anyways, let's just go ahead and put in a sign. We'll just type the word sign apparently with the I first, so anyways. And another sign. Doesn't really matter what you can put whatever, so we're just going to do that. My neck was sore, so sorry about that. Alright, now we just have to build the framework again. So let's extend this out, and then from where the button is, go out 5, and then up for the stop. 3 corner, oops, 5, and the stop. Now all I have to do is remember powered rail, detector rail, powered rail, regular rail, regular rail, powered rail, detector, regular, powered, powered, detector, powered, regular rails, powered rail, detector rail, regular rail, and powered again. Now you can go ahead and clear your inventory, grab the green wool, purple wool, blue wool, the redstone torch, piston, and repeater. I use using the middle click there for those who don't know that you can use the whole pick block function so that if you aim at something and middle click, if it's in your inventory, then you automatically pick that block. If it's not in your inventory, such as the sandstone, then it adds it to your inventory. If your inventory is full, such as if I do this, now my inventory is full, whatever item I'm actually on, such as the cobblestone right now, if I aim at something else and pick it, then it replaces it. So, just a little tip for you guys. Now remember, this side, I want to build 3 green blocks, go down 1, and out, go up, and there's the actual circuit there. So let's just go ahead and put our redstone dust here, here, and those 2. Repeater, repeater on 3 delay, and torch. And let's just go ahead and build this part as well, just so we can get it out of the way. Come on, let me hover. Thank you. Dust, dust, dusts. Repeater, repeater on 3 delay, and torch. And then you just gotta build your T flip-flops. Which, actually, put it this way, because it really doesn't matter as long as you actually set it to where it's above this block. Put your piston down, then knock out the blocks below them, power the pistons, and put the redstone down. Well, let's build this again. That was a mistake, but hey, whatever. I just thought about it because, yeah, that's gonna... Wait a second, that shouldn't actually work, should it? Oh, that was a, block update detection. I was pretty sure those were fixed in 1.5. Oh well. There you go. Now you just gotta put up the blue circuit, which remember, because this is a, this is in the different version, because the whole north-south, north-south, east-west bugs with these corners, we have to do it this way. So, knock out these 2, put those, block here. Need to put a block above this, knock that one back out, a block above that one, knock that one back out, and put a block up here. So that's the blue circuit shape. We're going to go ahead and do this again here. So come out from where the torch is, right next to it, behind here, up 1, knock out these 2, put a block here, put a block above that, and 1 there. Now all I have to do is run the redstone wire, and remember to put the block above that one so that it splits these off. Torch, torch, torch in the back of this block, and torch on top of this block. Now let's repeat this again. Redstone dust coming out here, going down here, split off by this block. Redstone torch on this block, redstone torch on this block, redstone torch on the back of this block, and on top of that block. Now let's just get these yellow circuits, and remember where that detector rail is. You might have to come down, out one more, down, down again, and then wrap it around into this one. Same thing here. Down again, and then wrap it around back to that one. Now put your repeaters facing out on those. And then you just need redstone the rest of the way. So, there you go. And there. Now all you need are the black circuits, which is how you get the power in the first place. Need our redstone dust back, because I apparently swapped that for the black wool. Put torches on the back of those. Redstone across the top of these black gray circuits, and torches there. Now we're going to grab the red circuit and just bring it along to connect the next parts of the track. Grab our repeaters to make the corners one way, and then put redstone along the rest of these. Then go ahead and clear our inventory just to make things easier. Find minecart with a storage device and put them on those tracks. Let's go ahead and grab the buttons and attach them to the sides of... Oh, why did I fall? To these, so you can toggle the state of the flip-flops to make sure that the lights are activated properly and the corners are actually facing the right direction, which... right. These torches along the back of these to power these rails, that was wrong. There you go. Now all of these are actually powered properly. This was apparently just facing the wrong direction due to an update bug, so when I placed that and then removed it, it fixed it, so that's just one of the little update bugs. But anyways, along the back of there, and now everything should be facing to where, basically, all of it's saying that it should go this direction. But of course, when it hits this, it toggles the state of that, that'll go that direction. So now, you can pretty much press any of these buttons, such as this fourth one, that'll come out, go all the way down, and back here. Press the button, and it'll go all the way out that direction, and back to its station. And that is the minecart sorting station.